What is going on, guys? BCD here, and today I just wanted to talk. I guess let's talk. I don't know what's going to be playing in the background, but let's just talk about the Nintendo Switch. I have a few things on my mind about that system. I did pre-order one. I am getting one. I do have Zelda pre-ordered as well. Almost paid off on both. um, I'm just trying to figure out the the messaging, I guess, behind the Nintendo Switch. I understand that they want that to be the new mobile and home console, right? So, why is their message still not clear? I got that message because I am subscribed to the Reddit forum and I read about it all the time and I go out and seek this information. But for the people that, you know, aren't necessarily doing any of that, they just here is a new Nintendo console coming out and they like, what games do they have? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, what can it do for me? And I have to tell them that because it's kind of hard to suggest getting this console, especially if you like, what can it do for me in this new gaming day and age? And I just tell them it can play Nintendo games pretty much. And then you don't even know if those games are coming, which is baffles me. It's you're basically telling us to believe in you again, but you had probably one of the worst console iterations last generation. So we should just believe that you got everything under control, and in your first chance to prove to us that we were taken care of, you do nothing. You basically make us feel as if you make it worse. All the speculation, everything coming up to it, it was so much speculation around this thing. Everybody felt so much better when they didn't actually know what it was. Now that everybody knows what it is and what we're finna get into, I can honestly say, in my own opinion, that it's a ripoff. In my opinion, not in the standpoint of what you're going to get, because anybody can make any game console worth it. Rather, because just one game can sell a console. I have never talked to anyone that said I wouldn't buy this because it only has one game. If that one game is the game you've been waiting for the longest, you will buy that console. So I'm not talking about the lack of games or anything of that nature. I guess I'm talking about the presentation and who they're marketing it to. I don't get it. I'm pretty sure they understand that their fan base isn't children. It's grown ass men, and grown ass men will like features, games, and what we get is, I wouldn't say it's a gimmick, but the motion controls, the mobility is fine. That is something that will sell that console. It's something that's a good add-on. It's something that should replace the 3DS, even though they won't say it. But it should definitely replace it. It should be the new console, basically. It should have Pokemon. It should have Monster Hunter. It should have every game on the 3DS should be ported over or made something new for the Switch, because they really don't. This is like, I know this is not their last shot, but this is like a make or break. And okay, say for instance this flops again. Where do they go from here? Where do they start over? Do they continue to do the same thing? Because it's obviously working anyway. It's not like it's hurting them anyway. Their message is poorly distributed, but it still got so much hype behind it. It's still selling out. I don't see it ever really falling to the point where it won't sell some consoles. It might not do as well as the PS4 or the Xbox One, but it will do well in its own regard, I guess. I also don't understand why they decided to come out at this point. They should have waited for December. It seems like they're not even ready to show off half the features. They wouldn't even show off the damn touchscreen. I don't get that either. If it's capacitive and it has like force feedback or something, okay, you just show it off. But for them to refuse to show that off, for them not to have it on the floor, people can't even mess with the touchscreen. It's a lot of weird things going on at Nintendo, and how do you just can't wrap your head around it. You just gotta say that's Nintendo, and then go on to the next topic, because they don't seem to understand what they don't seem to be in the same time. They're not in the present. They're in the past, and I feel like what's holding them back is just I don't know if it's a Japanese mentality or if it's just the way they was always ran, but it's kind of stupid. And I definitely, here's hoping that they have an iteration where you can party chat on that device at home and use your mobile. It's like optional. If that is not optional, that is very disappointing in 2017. It might not be one of the big features that sell the console, but it's definitely something that would make me enjoy playing that console even more. It would make me want to invest more time into it. I feel like with these small features, that shouldn't even be a big deal now. I did read recently that not the 3DS, but the DS had games that had in-game party chats, and I'm trying to figure out what caused them to put it on the phone. Even if it was the mobility side of it, they should still give you the option to only use it at home, because at the end of the day, it's a hybrid. So for them not to announce anything, it just makes me more skeptical. It might actually be there. It's just the way they handled it is so Nintendo. That's what I call things that don't seem right, or that are adding up in my head like calculus. I'd be like, it's Nintendo. I don't know. It's like they just seem to do their thing, their own thing. They don't play by the rules. They don't follow the code. They do their own thing, which is sometimes it could be a good thing. Motion controls, they pretty much the ones that brought it to the forefront, and now everybody wants the virtual reality and everything like that. And yeah, I would never pick up a PSVR unless it was $150. I wouldn't pay more than $150. It's just some of these things I feel like are I don't get why they haven't announced the virtual console. It's like 34 days away. They haven't announced any key features that could sell the console. Like, and then the backwards compatibility type thing. I'm not sure about I'm not sure anymore if that's going to be the replacement, because it doesn't have backwards compatibility with 3DS. And usually every time they upgrade to a different iteration, they usually give you backwards compatibility. I'm not sure if it's going to come with the virtual console or anything like that, but if it does, that'd be dope. But I can't think back to a time where I was like, dang, Nintendo did that. That's dope. I always think, dang, Nintendo did that. Why? That's kind of my whole presence with Nintendo. So, I don't know. This is me just talking about Nintendo and my thoughts on what makes Nintendo. If you feel like you got the answer to that, If you got the key, please leave it down in the comment. I pretty much will read them all, and I will respond to your key if you do have the key, because somebody got to have it. Nintendo has to have it, but they just not sharing it. Mario got it. I know who got it. Mario. Peach in the castle or some shit. I don't know. But I and it's not even that I hate Nintendo. I love Nintendo. Nintendo is different, which kind of feels like. But you only give a company so many breaks just because they're different, and that they go out on a limb and do something special. It's I don't know. I'm gonna leave it at that. If I want to make a part 2, I might make a part 2, but it's just me rambling about Nintendo. But I appreciate the support. Like, comment, subscribe. And you guys have a nice day. Peace.